Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. I am here for True Crime Tuesday. It's been 3 months. Chloe, what have you been doing in 3 months? Well, as you can see, I've posted a video on this channel showing you guys what I've been doing for the past couple months. So hopefully that is valid enough reason for me to disappear. But we're back. It's 2023 and we're going to be consistent with this. Okay? So grab your coffee, cocktail, drink, whatever you guys like to drink, whatever beverage you want to drink. Just bring it, because this story I'm about to tell you guys, headache, mezzo. If you want to hear about a woman that literally got away with murder, this is the story for you. This woman is beyond a menace to society. When I came across this story, I was just like, what was going on back in the day? The crazy woman I'm talking about is a woman called Sharon Kinne. But let's just do a bit of a background, because you know I like a good background story. You need to know the person behind the madness, you know what I mean? So Sharon's maiden name is Sharon Elizabeth Hall. Sharon was born November 30th, 1939. So we're going back, way back into time. No, baby, no, but okay, not the right place. Let's continue. She was born in a town or city in America called Independence in the state of Missouri. You guys have good names for your towns. I've heard like just different stuff and it's very entertaining. So Independence, Missouri, pull up. Born to parents Eugene and Doris Hall. But during Sharon's childhood, her parents moved to Washington, and then at some point, I believe she was about 15, they moved back to Missouri, Independence, Missouri. So when she moved back when she was 15, not long after when she turned 16 in 1956, that summer, you know, the summer when you're just drinking lemonade and you're outside in the streets, you know, you're young, you're a teenager, you want to look for a little boyfriend, but you see Sharon was a little bit fast. She was a bit speedy, and she saw a man that was just tantalizing her soul. She was like, whoa, who's this sweet cake? She met 22-year-old James Keene. He was I believe a college student. Now, she's 16, he's 22. I know back in the day that they weren't really fussed on age gaps, but bomber clock? I think that's a large age gap. Like 22, what do you see in a 16-year-old girl? Like a bit weird, but you know, different times have different cultures, so I'm trying not to judge that, but okay, James. So they were dating during the summer, they were passing letters back and forth. Oh, passing. Chloe, get your English together. This is not the time to be stuttering and chatting nonsense. They were posting letters back and forth to each other throughout the whole summer. So, you know, a little bit of puppy love, but Sharon wanted to make it clear that bro, I'm not in it for some little, you know, summer love. I'm in it for the long run. I'm looking for love. I want to be somebody's wife. James, I don't think he was really on it like that. I think James was like, you know, I'm in college, you know, I'm a saucy guy. Like, I need to believe in my sauce. Like, I don't know if this is for me. So after the summer, back in, well, Americans call it fall, in the fall, Chloe, get a grip. In the fall, he goes back to university. But Sharon was just like, you can't just up and leave me like that. Hello. So remember I told you they were just writing letters back and forth. So when James went back to college, Sharon wasn't really too pleased with that. So she said, what can I do to get him back in my life? She wrote him a letter stating that she's pregnant. Now, it is not proven whether she was or not, but as I go on with this story, her character says otherwise. So, Sharon, I'm a bit 50-50 with this pregnancy. So James was like, oh my God, you're pregnant? But back then, having kids out of wedlock was not the one. You guys know it, like it just wasn't. So he came back to Independence, they got a marriage license, and bish bash bosh, they were married. What Sharon wants, Sharon gets. But because James has a new wife now, his whole life was a bit upside down. So he did put college on pause. Well, I don't think he even went back, but he put college on pause, and he went back to Independence and he became an electrical engineer to support his new bride and his soon-to-be first child. But Sharon miscarried. But not long after that miscarriage, Sharon did get pregnant, and she had her daughter, Dana, D-A-N-N-A. Dana. Yeah, so they ended up buying a house next to James's parents. So, you know, I guess it was a happy little family. So James being the man of the house, Sharon, she had odd jobs here and there, but I don't think she really wanted to work. So James was working his arse off, and I think you noticed he was working his arse off a bit too much because he was just paying out. Like the money he would bring in, Sharon would go and spend it on bag and shoe, you know? She would just spend it like a wayward person, but when you marry a child, things like this happen, James. Anyway, yeah, so she was spending very lavishly. He just wasn't understanding, like, why are you spending like this? And she wasn't getting that, yo, the money ain't money right now, so you can't be doing stuff like this. So this issue definitely caused some, you know, friction in the marriage. And with that, by the time they had their second son, Troy, Sharon was stepping out of her marriage. She had little boy toys all over the place. She was just saying, oh, a girl just has to have fun, you know? Even though I have a husband that's working extra hard to make sure I have everything I need. Oh, just not satisfied enough. Instead of just communicating with your husband, she was just like, no, I need to get my freak on, you know? By the time the 1960s came along, James was just fed up, man. He was just thinking about, should I divorce this lady? The woman spends like a mad woman. Plus, I think she's cheating on me, man. I don't think I want to be here anymore. But he spoke to his parents, and his parents was like, no, we don't do divorce in this family. We don't do it. You have to work it out with your wife. So he was just like, man, let me talk to her. Like, I'm still a bit iffy, but my mum and dad said I have to stay with her, so I'm going to stay with her. And that's what happened. So James continued to go to work, working like a donkey. Sharon is spending. Sharon is there, flinging her booty outside. But something was just suspicious about Sharon, because when James told Sharon that I'm kind of looking for a divorce right now because I'm not getting what I want in this marriage, Sharon said, that's fine. You can divorce me. But what do I want in return? You need to give me the house and $1,000. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But let's talk about what you guys are here for. The crime. March 19th, 1960. Around 5 p.m, you know, Sharon is supposedly just chilling in the house, you know, in the kitchen, making food or whatever. And then all of a sudden she heard a big bang, like, pap, pap, brr, pap, pap. She heard a big bang, basically. And she was like, oh my God, what's that? What is that? Cardi B, what is that? What's about to happen next is just very odd, and it's just like, I giggle about it because I'm thinking, like, do people actually believe what you're saying? But apparently they did for a while, so that's why I was giggling, because I'm just like, what? Like, what type of police work is this? So she hears a big bang and she's like, what? So she runs towards the bang and she claims that she saw her daughter in the room with her husband and blood was coming out of her husband's head. So she's insinuating that her 2-year-old child picked up a gun. I mean, I've never picked up a gun, but I can only imagine a gun in the 1950s is heavy as fuck. Pick up a gun and kabow bow, her daddy. So when she came upon this scene, she called the police. Police arrived, ambulance arrived, but James was unfortunately dead at the scene. Well, strap holding babies are on the loose, apparently. What made it kind of believable to police is that a lot of her neighbours and family friends were like, well, you know, the kids do have toy guns, so, you know, it is possible. They know how to pull triggers and, like, hold guns up and stuff. And I'm like, toy guns are made out of plastic, but the weapon that was used to kill her husband was taken back by police, and as many tries as Sharon tried to get that gun back, they didn't give the gun back to her. But they never tested the child or Sharon for gun residue. I'm assuming because the technology just wasn't as it is now, and there's probably a lot of effort, but I don't care about that. Someone has died. Just check. Like, while I walk into a room, I see a grown woman and a baby, and she's saying, oh, the baby shot my husband twice in the head. And however long it takes to get those results from the gun residue test, I'm gonna fucking do it, because I'm like, what? It beats me. Police work in the 1950s, eh? So little investigation was done on the death. They closed the case, and Sharon was hitting the bank because what? What did Sharon do? Oh, Sharon was swimming in money because there was a life insurance policy on her husband, James. This woman collected $29,000. In today's money, that is $230 on this man. That's a lot of money to be swimming in, especially if you never worked a day in your life and you wasn't really living the life in the first place. Woo! You're going to be spending. You're going to be dishing the dough. Give me that hat. Give me that bag. Give me that car. You know? You're going to be spending like a mad woman. And that's exactly what she did, which stumbled her into her next situation. So Sharon is now a single lass. She's a single lady, you know? She's roaming the streets. Sharon went off to a dealership and went to go buy her dream car. Ooh, the car was nice. So when Sharon went to go buy this dream car, she went obviously to a dealership and she met this saucy guy. She was like, ooh, who is that tall, dark and handsome guy? The guy's name was Walter. And as Walter is selling this Ford Thunderbird, this car must have been that good for her to say, yeah, I want it on the spot. He must have been a good salesman, I guess. As he was selling her this car, you know, they hit it off and they were getting freaky. And Walter is married. And the reason why Walter's marriage is important in the story is because something happened to his wife. Walter's wife, Patricia Jones to be exact, was suspicious that her husband was stepping out, but obviously there's no evidence. Unfortunately, us women still live by the rules of you're innocent until you're proven guilty. But they were having issues in their marriage, and it got to a point where Walter was just like, okay, listen, Sharon, me and you can't canoodle anymore. We can't do what we were doing anymore. My marriage is doing a 360. I need to concentrate on my wife. I'm never going to leave my wife for you, so let's just end what we're doing. And as I said from the beginning, Sharon gets what Sharon wants, and Sharon was not having that. If I can't have you, no one can. And she made that a fact. She made that a reality. Okay, guys? The woman is wild. So she was like, oh, I got a fun idea. Back then, I'm guessing that there's phone books or, you know, people, I don't know how people's details were distributed, but I'm guessing it's like through a phone book. Somehow, Sharon found out where Patricia worked or her number or something. She got in contact with Patricia. So she calls Patricia and says, ding-a-ling-a-ling, hi hun, I just want to get in contact with you because I've been seeing something that I feel like you should really know. My sister is having an affair with your husband. Ooh. Called her, said, yo, my sister's having an affair with your husband. Mind you, it's her, so she's acting as if she's a sister of somebody else. Says, okay, let's talk after work. I'm going to be like outside of your work and you can come to me. So obviously, I'm sure women are women. We're going to gist with our girls. So her work colleagues was like, I think she told her work colleagues that, yo, I'm going to see someone outside. Like, I'll see you guys tomorrow, whatever. So after work, Patricia goes to the car, the Ford Thunderbird. So after the conversation was done, we don't know what happened yet. So it's a couple days now. Walter's very worried about his wife because they had an argument and the wife hasn't come home. And he's like, where's Patricia? And he had like a good feeling like, listen, like, this Sharon lady, she doesn't sit well with my soul, my heart. I know she has something to do with it. So he was proper mad. I don't know how many days it was till he finally confronted Sharon, but she was like, yo, excuse me, madam, where is my wife? What have you done with my wife? And she was like, listen, I just told your wife what we were doing. And then I dropped her like a block or two from your house. And that's the last time I saw her. I didn't see her again. So he's just like, he's not having it. But she's just like, well, bitch, you can't prove shit. So at this point, Patricia has gone missing. Patricia's nowhere to be seen. She didn't come to work. Nothing. The woman has just disappeared off the face of this earth. And Walter is stressed. Why wouldn't you be? Your wife is missing. You know that this woman has something to do with it because your wife doesn't have any enemies. There's no reason for her to go missing. If it's not a crazy serial killer outside, it's gonna be you, Sharon. When Walter went to go and ask Patricia, like, have you seen my wife? Give me more details of what's going on. He even admitted that he was so angry, he held a key to her throat. Like, how could you have so much of a gut feeling like this person is just bad vibes? Like, something must have happened. Like, I've never had that feeling before, and I wish it on no one to ever had that feeling before. But do you know how scary it is when you're probably not a non-violent person, but you're just like, you did something. Where the fuck is she? And then this bitch, yes, I said it, this bitch replied saying, after I dropped her, as I said before, after I dropped her, I went home. And then she replied saying that, I was trying to help look for her. Like, I was just, like, just now, I was just trying to help look for her. I've been driving around. full on knowing that you've done something to this lady. You know you've done something to her. Jesus Christ, this woman. Now I want to take you guys back a little bit. So remember when I said when Sharon was married to James and she was stepping out of her marriage? Well, there's a particular guy that she was stepping out with, and his name was called John Bodez or Bodez. I want to put his name on the screen. You guys pronounce it. Hopefully I got his name right. Now, John is kind of still in the picture. So I guess John just likes being the side man. John and Sharon was out that night looking for Patricia. Obviously, Sharon knew where Patricia was, but John actually didn't have a clue. They found Patricia's body. They, meaning Sharon and John. How do you say? Well, let me explain. Sharon's body was found in a secluded area about, I think, what did they say? Like a mile away from Independence? Or a couple miles away from Independence. They call it Lover's Lane. So you know those areas where you can just canoodle with your boo in the car? Yeah, but it was a bit far off, so it was a bit like, was it really Lover's Lane? Who knows? But it was a secluded area. So it doesn't say how it was found. Obviously, Patricia knows where it is. So I'm assuming that John and her in the car, and she's just like, drive this way, take a left, take a right, go forward, do a roundabout, and let's park here. Oh my God. Do you see that in the distance? Like, that's just my assumption. Anyway, they came across Patricia's body. They saw her bright yellow skirt, and John was like, oh my God, like, I think we found something. And then Patricia's like, obviously, acting skills on top, like 10, like, oh my God, we need to tell police. But when we tell the police, don't mention that I was here. Because obviously, my girl killed... she killed her husband, guys. She killed her husband. So she didn't want to be in any, like, police radar in any sort of way. So she was just like, yeah, we found her. You tell the police that, I don't know, you went to go and pee or something. And don't mention me that I was there in any sort of way. So it said that she had a shot close range through her mouth upwards. So that way. And then she had other shots, one in her abdomen. And then 2 shots in her shoulders. Wow. That's violence. See when you have to like, like you're angry. Like, what is going through your head? What is going through your head, Sharon? Sharon, what's going on? And she was shot with a .22 caliber weapon. Now, that weapon of choice, we'll be talking about that again later in this episode, I guess. So yeah, that's unfortunately how Patricia died. Like, there's multiple gunshots wounds. Like, I'm really sorry about that, Patricia. Like, the woman's fucking evil, okay? But what tied Sharon to the crime for police is that, of course, so the husband's having an affair. The person he's having an affair with picks up his wife from work because, remember, Patricia has told her colleagues and there's other neighbouring people that saw her enter the car. And then after that car ride, Sharon's the last one that saw her. And then Sharon's little boy toy thing is the one that only saw her. And then John actually admits that Sharon was with her and with him eventually. And then Sharon doesn't want anything to do with it. Babe, if you're going to kill somebody, at least think about the story you're going to tell or how you're going to go about it. Like, there was no thought process. Like, babe, 1 + 1 = what? 2 = what? Guilty as hell. So they arrested Sharon, as they should. And then the trial starts for Patricia. So when Sharon was initially arrested, with further investigation, the sheriff was like, we need to trial her for her husband. This doesn't sound right. All evidence points to Sharon when it comes to her husband's death as well. So she was on trial for 2 cases. Her husband, as she should, and Patricia, of course. So this is 2 people that she's put 6 feet under. So obviously they're trying to link her husband James's death to her. And they have to rule out the .22 caliber gun that she used for Patricia because they held the gun. Because remember I said they didn't give the gun back to her, so it wasn't that gun. So they're thinking, okay, how did she kill her? Like, what other gun does she have? But in the summer of her husband's death, a local dealer, I guess, guns dealer, somebody came out and said, well, I did sell her a .22 caliber, the gun that her husband died from, early that May. So they were like, you know, the gun that was used was hers, that she claimed her baby shot him with. So that's what the prosecutors were using against Sharon. I don't know if that's enough evidence because obviously in America, I don't know all the state laws around gun violence, but I'm guessing that people can buy guns if they have licenses and stuff. So I don't know how far that got in terms of James' murder case. But so what the police fucked up on, which was good for our good sis Sharon, God forbid, good sister, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. They didn't take the bullets out of Sharon. The woman's dead. Take the bullets out. Assess them. Look at them. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Because there's another, like, if you had the bullets and you're connected to the gun that she used this time, you know? So, what is going on in the 50s, man, or the 60s? So, they didn't collect the bullets from the body. Sharon's case was looking pretty good at this moment. She was like, well, you can't tie me to my husband, you can't tie me to this woman, so I'm chilling here scot-free, do you get it? I completely forgot to tell you guys. I am a shit storyteller. Oh my God, how did I forget to add this information? Another motive as to why Sharon did what she did to Patricia was when Walter broke it off. At that point, Sharon was pregnant with Walter's baby. Extra motive. I'm sorry, guys. I should have added that. It was on my notes. And I clearly have dyslexia, so I'm going to blame it on that. I didn't see it. I looked past it. Sorry. But yes, Sharon was pregnant. So even though she had charges for both murders, she had 2 separate trials for each murder. So the trial for Patricia Jones was June 1961. And it was all male jurors. Is that a good idea? No, but it's the 1960s and misogyny is at its highest. And what do you expect? Because I just feel like she can just sit there and flick her hair and be like, oh, I'm so innocent and frail. And then they'll be like, oh, she's a woman. She can't do this. She can't. How could she possibly do this? Look at her. She's a mother. She's pregnant. Look, you know? So, as I said, the prosecutors couldn't find raw evidence that the gun that she used to kill Patricia was hers. You know, they couldn't find the gun, they couldn't prove that was hers. Sometimes, you know, witness statements are not true. So it was just all, the evidence was just in the air. There was no solid evidence, a receipt, nothing. There was nothing to prove. Even though everyone knows it, but you need proof, babes. You need proof, and there was no proof. With the trial of Patricia, she was acquitted. Girl, Patricia, I'm so sorry. 1 trial down, 2nd one to go. When it came down to her husband James's trial, Sharon was convicted to life in prison. Yay! But does the story end there? Of course it doesn't. You guys should know that I choose the most messed up story, so of course this story isn't done. You would think that someone would have life in prison and literally be dashed in prison for life. But no, she wasn't. So she was serving her sentence at the Missouri Reformatory for Women. And Sharon had supporters. So supporters like her ex-in-laws and friends saying that, oh, she wouldn't hurt a fly. I don't understand. She wouldn't do that. She would not kill James. It was just, no, they didn't believe it. No, Sharon must have been doing some big judge on these people's brains. And because she had support from so many people wrote a petition for her to be released. But did she serve a life sentence though? That's the question. So only 3 years of her sentence. 1, 2, 3. So in 1963, Sharon was denied bail, but it was overturned and she was released on bond of $25,000. Let that sink in. Why was she released on bond? I'm not sure. You know, people like to say good behaviour and all this extra bullshit, but so you would think that she's done her killing and, you know, living a rough life, you know. But no, the drama continues. Oh, let's go. Part 3, baby. So Sharon ended up having 2 more trials for her husband, James. And in the 3rd trial, it was admitted. Remember when I said at the beginning that she was okay with the divorce if she gets the house and $1,000? Well, initially, her little boy toy, John Bodies, was a part of the plan. And she told him, if you kill my husband, I will give you $1,000. So John testified against Sharon, admitting that Sharon told him this, and he was like, no, you know what I mean? And with all this evidence, people coming in saying she did this and she said that and she did this. Anyway, it was a mistrial, guys. I can't be bothered to explain how jury works. It was a mistrial again. So this woman is free and living her best life right now. Because there was a mistrial at her 3rd hearing for her husband's death, she was out on bond, right? So she used this time to pack her bags and go to Mexico with her new boyfriend. I don't know what she does to these men, but damn. But I'm sitting here thinking like, you're on bond with a woman that volatile and able to possibly kill 2 people. Why wasn't she like a flight risk or something? What is going on in the 1960s, guys? As I told you, the woman's a menace to society, and her new boytel was running low on money in Mexico, and she decided to go to a bar, see who she can meet, and she met a fella called Francisco Paredes Ordonez. Guys, I'm not Spanish. I don't speak Espanol. I'm so sorry if I demolish this guy's name, but that's his name. But he was a Mexican-born American, so I guess the relatability was there. She didn't have to struggle with the language or whatnot, and they hit it off. And he was like, oh, here's a couple drinks. Do you want to come to my hotel room later? Girl, you want to come to my hotel? Say she wanna come to my hotel. Oh, we don't do R. Kelly around here, sorry. Well, that song was a banger, though. That song was a banger. So according to Sharon said she went to the guy's hotel room because he said he's gonna take pictures of her. Why would you follow anyone that you don't know that you met that night to go and take pictures? Jeffrey Dahmer? Guys, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Health and safety. Like, you think I'm gonna go... I don't even go home or take a ride from anybody that I met in one night. I want to go to their hotel room? You guys know she was there for other purposes, okay? She goes to the hotel room, and Francisco is making sexual advances, and she doesn't like it. And she didn't mean to hurt anybody, but she grabbed her gun, the .22 caliber, and she went pap, pap, brr, pap, pap. Finished the guy. The guy was done. That is victim number 3, okay? Uno, dos... Oh, shit. Ignore my Spanish. I'm not going to try that again, I promise. But the 3rd victim was down. And the hotel staff heard the gunshots, ran to the room, caught her in the act. You know, I think she was in the bathroom or something. You never know. I think she was just trying to steal some money because her and her other partner, she came with somebody else, by the way. That's what I'm saying. Why would you follow someone to their hotel room and you have a husband or boyfriend at home? Sis, be fucking for real. Anyway, caught her in the act. Mexican police were not having it. They arrested her immediately, charged her for murder, and she was in prison in Mexico. So her intent for killing Francisco was obviously for robbery, and Mexican police arrested her for murder, and I believe her boyfriend as well. I'm not sure how he's tied into it, but maybe conspiracy, I don't know. And she was in prison in Mexico. This happened in 1965, so she was in prison for 4 years, so in 1969. In 1969, oh god, you guys wouldn't guess how what this woman did. Sharon escaped prison. The woman legged it. She got out of there. She was like, this is not for me. What? Let me tell you how this woman escaped prison, okay? This is not a fucking joke. The woman was gone. I'm assuming in prison they do a roll call a couple times a day. So I think it was the second one in the day that they realised she wasn't in the lineup. And then they waited to the last one in the evening that she wasn't in the lineup. Your prisoner's missing in the first one. Why haven't you gone to be doing wee down the road in Mexico to see where the hell this woman is? By the second roll call, that's when they said, oh wow, this prison's actually gone. In terms of her escape, maybe someone helped her. That's what I'm assuming. Someone probably would have helped her to get out. I don't know how this white woman in a foreign country got out of this fucking prison. Don't have a clue. But the woman disappeared and she's never been seen since. This woman has been missing for 50 plus years. This woman has got away with 3 murders. She must be in her 80s or nearly 90s by now. This woman is gone. No one has seen her. Not a name change, not an appearance, no CCTV, nothing. Guys, I don't know what to tell you all. I wish this story was a happy ending, that she was locked up forever. She died in prison of one stupid disease and that was it. She was finished. But no, this woman went off to probably live her best life. Changed her name maybe, dyed her hair, probably did some plastic surgery just to cover up who she is. She has the longest holding arrest warrant in America, in the US of A. I've never seen anybody ghost like this, but for 50 plus years? Girl. So yeah, guys, Sharon Kinne, what a story. A young woman that, you know, likes to get around the town, messing with people's husbands, killing her own husband, killing someone else's wife because she couldn't have the husband, and then killing someone else because she didn't have any money. Just senseless. Would I say it's a poor police work? Yes. Like, how did you initially believe a 2-year-old baby could hold a weapon? Imagine like a baby holding like a gun, because you know they can't one-hand it. They're like holding the gun, and you thought, oh yeah, a 2-year-old could have done it. But the fact that the woman has never been seen again, that must be lazy police work. In this day and age, you can't find an 80-year-old woman? She must, I don't think she went back to the US, guys. She must have skipped like cities and countries and that. That's the story for today. Sharon Kinne, a menace to society. But I hope you guys like this episode of True Crime Tuesday. It has been a while and hopefully I can be on track again. Love you guys and I'll see you guys in my next video. Toodles.